If your car AC is cooling 1 minute and blowing warm air the next, don't blame the compressor yet. The real problem could be this tiny part, the expansion valve. Most people think the compressor does all the work, but that's not true. One small part controls how much refrigerant enters the evaporator. That part is called the expansion valve, and without it, your car's AC cannot cool properly. The expansion valve reduces the pressure of the refrigerant before it enters the evaporator. As the pressure drops, the refrigerant becomes very cold and absorbs heat from inside your vehicle. This is one of the most important processes in the entire AC system. There are two common types of expansion valves used in vehicles. The first is the thermal expansion valve, also called the TXV, which uses a sensing bulb to control refrigerant flow. The second is the block-type expansion valve, commonly found in many modern cars. Both do the same job, but have different designs. When an expansion valve starts failing, your AC may cool poorly or stop cooling completely. You may notice warm air from the vents, weak cooling, or cooling that comes and goes while driving. These are common warning signs that should never be ignored. A faulty expansion valve can also cause evaporator icing. When this happens, airflow becomes weak because ice blocks the evaporator. After the ice melts, the AC cools again for a short time before the same problem returns. If the expansion valve becomes blocked, refrigerant cannot flow correctly. The compressor is then forced to work harder than normal. Over time, this extra load can reduce compressor life and lead to expensive repairs. Expansion valves usually fail because of dirt, moisture, metal particles, or contamination inside the AC system. This is why professionals always flush the system and replace damaged components before installing new parts. Before replacing an expansion valve, always confirm the fault with proper diagnosis. Poor cooling can also be caused by low refrigerant, condenser problems, or compressor issues. Replacing parts without testing can waste both time and money. A healthy expansion valve keeps refrigerant flowing at the correct rate, protects other AC components, and helps your vehicle stay cool even on the hottest days. Never underestimate this small but very important part. One simple way to identify a faulty expansion valve is by checking the pressure readings with AC gauges. If the high side pressure is unusually high while the low side pressure is too low, the expansion valve may be restricted and unable to regulate refrigerant flow properly. Another sign is the temperature difference. If the evaporator is not getting enough refrigerant, the air coming from the vents will not be as cold as it should be. In some cases, the cooling may become colder only when the engine speed increases. Never replace an expansion valve without finding out why it failed. If dirt or metal particles cause the blockage, installing a new valve without flushing the system may lead to the same problem again. Whenever you replace an expansion valve, inspect the receiver dryer or accumulator as well. These components help remove moisture and contaminants from the AC system. Replacing them when necessary helps protect the new expansion valve. Many people blame the compressor whenever the AC stops cooling, but an experienced technician knows that proper diagnosis comes first. A small expansion valve can create symptoms that look exactly like a compressor problem. That's why every professional mechanic should understand how the expansion valve works. Knowing the symptoms, the causes of failure, and the correct testing procedures will save your customer money and help you avoid unnecessary repairs. Now you understand what the expansion valve does, the warning signs of failure, and how it affects your entire car AC system. If you learned something new today, subscribe to Eric Autotech for professional car AC repair tips, diagnostics, and practical workshop experience. Turn on notifications so you don't miss the next lesson. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.